Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I welcome you to Absolute Word Ministries Black History Month celebration. And we are still on our journey celebrating Black History Month. I do apologize because we've had to take some time to try to get these technical glitches taken care of. So tonight we are going to talk about uh, the real McCoy, Elijah, the real McCoy, and Garrett Morgan. Garrett Morgan, yes. So we are going to go ahead and start off with, excuse me, with Elijah McCoy. Elijah McCoy, this prolific inventor helped give us the phrase the real McCoy. There are many stories about how we got this phrase, but there was only one Elijah McCoy. The inventor held 57 United States patents, mostly related to the railway. His inventions, which were not headline making outside the field of steam engines, were so associated with quality and good function that people began using the real McCoy to refer to quality products. Who is Elijah McCoy? McCoy was born on this day in 1843 to George and Amelia McCoy, former slaves from Kentucky who had escaped to Canada on the Underground Railroad. After living in Ontario for several years, the family moved to Detroit following the Civil War. Elijah was educated in the city and in Edinburgh, Scotland. He eventually came back to the States and ended up working for the Michigan Central Railroad. Although McCoy was educated as an engineer, the discriminatory management of the railroad thought a black man couldn't be an engineer, and he was hired to work in the boiler room of trains as a fireman. What is the real McCoy? In 1872, McCoy invented and patented an automatic oiling device for the moving parts of steam locomotives, colloquially known as the oil drip cup. McCoy's patent device was quickly developed by the railroads, by those who maintained steamship engines, and many others who used large machinery. The device was not particularly complicated, so it was easy for competitors to produce similar devices. However, McCoy's device was an original development and apparently had the best reputation that that may well have been how the phrase the real McCoy became popular. So on this day, we celebrate you, Mr. Elijah McCoy, in honor of Black History Month 2020. I do apologize, y'all. I had to, of course, I would get a little notification that I needed to plug up my computer. And as we move on for tonight, we are going to move on to Mr. Garrett Morgan. Garrett Morgan. Who is Garrett Morgan? With only an elementary school education, Garrett Morgan, born in Kentucky on March 4th, 1877, began his career as a sewing machine mechanic. He went on to patent several inventions, including an improved sewing machine and traffic signal, a hair straightening product, and a respiratory device that would later provide the blueprint for World War I gas masks. The inventor died on July 27, 1963, in Cleveland, Ohio. Gary was the first black man in Cleveland to own a car. Morgan worked on his mechanical skills and developed a friction drive clutch. Then in 1923, he created a new kind of traffic signal, one with a warning light to alert drivers that they would need to stop after witnessing a carriage accident at a particularly problematic intersection in the city. Morgan quickly acquired patents for his traffic signal and rudimentary version of the modern three-way traffic light in the United States, Britain, and Canada, but eventually sold the rights to General Electric for $40,000. Can you imagine something of this magnitude? And because of how things were back then, he uh, he only sold his invention for $40,000. And where do we see traffic lights and sewing machines and hair pressing things? All over the world, all over the world. And so I am so glad you guys were able to join us on tonight. Um, and here, I'm glad that we were able to get this taken care of because we were having snafus and things were going on. As you can see, that little glitch right there. Okay. But we will be back again on tomorrow evening as we continue on with our Black History celebration. And I look forward to chit chatting with you. God bless and have a wonderful evening.